How about a quick and easy vegetable gravy? Veggie gravy is wonderfully simple to make, healthy, and tastes refreshingly great. This Instant Pot vegetable gravy is a no-hassle, quick and easy way to make a delicious gravy. Welcome my friends to the Sauce and Gravy channel. This is Johnny Mac and we are going to do a vegetable gravy. Alright, so let's go. Let's start out with these beautiful vegetables. Check it out, y'all. Bam! There we go. Sliced and diced and ready to go. Now in this recipe I'm using the Instant Pot, so these vegetables don't really have to be chopped very fine. So just a nice dice that's perfect, ready to go. If you don't have an Instant Pot, you can boil these vegetables down. You might want to cut them a little bit finer, but really you're going to boil them, you're going to end up blending them in the end, so it really doesn't matter. So they don't have to be too terribly fine. So please do check the description below for a list of all of these ingredients and the exact amounts that I'm putting into the Instant Pot. Now this gravy, it's a perfect vegetable gravy for the fall time, absolutely wonderful for any sort of feast such as Thanksgiving or Christmas. It's just an all-around wonderful gravy though, really for any occasion. Okay, we're putting in a few aromatics here, some leeks, some thyme, some sage, throw it on in. Now it's time to put in a little bit of stock. I'm using some chicken stock. However, you can substitute out with veggie stock or turkey stock, just whatever you prefer. And this sauce is really so simple to make. The hardest thing to do is really just to chop up the old ingredients, and that's not too terribly bad. It takes a couple minutes, but just throw everything into the Instant Pot and bam, you're pretty much ready to go. And if you don't have an Instant Pot or if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can always just boil the vegetables in a pot. It might take a little bit longer. You do just want to make sure that the vegetables are cooked all the way through and nice and tender. And if you do boil down the vegetables, then you're going to also want to make sure that in the end you roughly have about 1.5 cups of stock. You do want about that amount in order to make the sauce in the end. And as normal, a party is not a party without salt and pepper being invited. So throw them on in. Get these guys into the Instant Pot. We got to spice it up a little bit. And we're pretty much about ready to rock and roll here. Go ahead and stir up that mixture a little bit. Get those herbs down and incorporated into the liquid. Get that salt and pepper in. Just make sure that it's all ready to go. You want this thing to be flavorful and tasty. Alright, so pop that lid on. Crank this puppy up, put it on the pressure cooker, put it to 40 minutes, and then just let it do its business. Okay, so after a little quick siesta, this bad boy's ready to go. Let's remove the top, check it out. Look at that. Nice and delicious. All these vegetables are cooked down, nice and tender to the touch. Looks absolutely fantastic. So I've broken out the old blender here, so we're going to use the blender to blend up this wonderful sauce. If you don't have a blender, you can use an immersion blender. You can use a food processor, you could use a food mill, just whatever you like. But I'm going to go ahead and take out all of the herbs. Really the important thing is to get out the thyme stems. Those things, even if you blend it, you're still going to have little thyme stems in there. You'd hate to have one of your friends or one of your family members have a nice little piece of twig of thyme stuck in their teeth. That would be a little bit embarrassing. So really the important thing is to get that thyme out. I like to throw back the sage. I'm putting the sage back in, but again, the key is just to get those thyme twigs out. So now it's time to blend. So go ahead and dump all of your vegetables and your liquid into the blender or the food processor or whatever you're using. If you're boiling this, you might want to strain out the liquid to see how much liquid you have. You're going to want about 1.5 cups of liquid. If you need to add some additional liquid if you're boiling because you reduced it down, you might want to do that at this point. So scrape all these bad boys on in. Now as you can see, this sauce is really simple to make. So not only is it simple to make and obviously healthy, you can make this ahead of time. You can cook the vegetables, you can blend it down, and then after you've done that, you can go ahead and you can either make it right away, this gravy, or you can go ahead and put it in the refrigerator and store it for a day or two. And once it's ready to go, you can bring it back out, warm it back up, so it's really versatile and stores quite well. So here we go. Let's go ahead and blend this bad boy up. Check it out. We're going to get it nice and smooth. So you're going to blend this for a few minutes until everything is nice and fine. Alright, so you're going to take it out. You're going to give it a little bit of a look-see. Check it out. Make sure that it's the consistency that you're going for. I'm going for nice and fine. So take that spoon, check it out. Check the consistency, look for lumps, give it a little bit of taste, see how it is. Yep, tasting mighty fine. You can save this sauce for later, or you can, bam, break out that saucepan in the good old fine sieve in the burner and get it ready to go. So we're going to go for a deliciously smooth sauce here. This nice gravy is going to be smooth as silk. So we're going to grab the old filter, pour in the sauce right into the old fine sieve, filter it out. Grab a spoon or a ladle and start swirling it around, making sure that you get all of the wonderful sauce and gravy through. Give this bad boy a nice little tap on the side. Make sure that we get all of it through. Scrape that fine sieve. We want all those wonderful flavors coming on into our delicious veggie gravy. Now you're going to put your burner over low to medium heat. We're not going to cook this, we're just kind of warming it up. So you're going to warm it up to taste on this burner, so don't scorch it. Make sure you don't put it on high. Nice low to medium's perfectly fine. Now we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of acidity into the gravy. So we're going to use a lemon, roughly 1 teaspoon or so of lemon juice. Go ahead and squeeze it on in. Now this veggie gravy is absolutely delicious. It'll go over turkey, it'll go over chicken, it'll go over pork. If you wanted to put it over fish, why not? Hey, I mean, go for it. Go great over tofu, rice, mashed potatoes. It's really just a versatile, fantastically delicious gravy. And now it's time to add a tablespoon of butter. This is optional, so you don't have to do this. If you're vegan, you can leave this part out. But this will add a little bit of flavor. It'll add a little bit to the look of the sauce. It'll make it a little bit more glossy as well. And then for a little bit of a zing, we're going to add a little bit of white wine vinegar. Just 1/4 of a teaspoon, that's all it takes. Throw it on in, and there you go. Make sure you give this gravy a little bit of a taste. You can adjust the seasoning. Make sure that you add a little bit of salt and pepper if necessary. And there you have it, my friends, an absolutely delicious vegetable gravy. I do hope that you enjoyed this recipe. Please do leave your comments below. I love to hear what you have to say. And if sauces and gravies are your thing, whether they be savory or deliciously sweet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There are more sauces and gravies to come. And remember to live, love, and make gravy.